Greetings, MFs. Welcome back to Rank Everything, the show where we rank everything. I'm your host, Ryan, and today we are going to be ranking the Ultrakill characters, enemies, bosses, stuff like that, based on how good they are at gambling. Our tiers for today are, there at the bottom we have Doesn't Gamble. These are characters who would not gamble. Then we have loses all their money every time. So these are characters who gamble a lot, but they always lose all their money. And then we have cheats and gets kicked out. These are characters who, they play a lot, but they always get caught cheating, and so they always get kicked out. They're running out of casinos to go to, or tables played. Then we have Legendary Poker Face. These are, I guess you could say, these are characters who are really, really good at gambling. And I guess they rely completely on their poker faces. Then we have Never Loses. These are characters who never, ever lose any time that they gamble. All right, so let's see. I don't know anything about Ultrakill. I've never played the game before, which is why today I'm going to be using the wiki to help me out. Help me out and to see what these enemies are. So first up, we have Cerberus, I guess is what his name is. A mini-boss enemy, imposing stone statue wielding an orb of pure hell energy, which it chucks at you with impressive speed, has a charge dash, can stomp to the ground to create a shockwave, and can pitch the explosive energy core at the player. On brutal difficulty, Cerberus will dash twice in a row and create 2 shockwaves. Let's see. Called Andre in the game files. The significance of this is unknown. White NBA variants with white orbs. What? Okay, so I guess so, yeah. Looks like Cerberus is a demon. And so because of that, we're going to put him, bare minimum, we're going to put him in the cheats category. Because I'm going to make the assumption that all the demons will cheat at some point or another. Let's see. Apparently he's just a big statue that wields an orb of pure hell energy that it uses as a weapon. Because it throws it at you. I mean, he literally has no face, so you can't ever, you wouldn't actually be able to tell what this thing is thinking, I guess. So, yeah, I'm going to put him up in the Legendary Poker Face category. Let's see. This next one is, let me find it. It looks like it's one of the angels. Okay, never mind. Wait a second. Still looking. If I can't find it here in the wiki, then we're probably just going to have to... Wait, there we go. What is this thing? Hold on a second. If I can't find it, then I'm just going to have to put it in there we go. Okay. So this next one is the Ferryman. Agile warrior with a vast array of melee attacks, which it masterfully alternates to trick enemies. Uses lightning strikes when out of range, unless on brutal, the only enemy that is initially passive towards the player on its first encounter. Okay. So, lots of melee attacks, masterfully alternates to trick enemies. So it's basically a Dark Souls boss. Let's see. So the fact that he's passive towards the player makes me think that he could legitimately go in the doesn't gamble category. It's probably one of those things where he doesn't gamble, but then he actually does for the first time and he falls in love with it, so he just keeps doing it. But he also can't see his face, so you don't know what he's thinking. So that could put him in the Legendary Poker Face category. I'm gonna say he doesn't gamble. I'm gonna say he doesn't gamble. Next up is the Filth. It looks like the most basic of all basic enemies. Common enemy found throughout the entire game. Runs toward the player at a fast pace and lunges at them when close. Leaps far and high on brutal, and can frequently get themselves killed. Extremely weak. the dictionary definition of horde enemy. Okay, so it's the single most basic enemy in the whole game, apparently. So what that says to me is that they suck, which means that they lose all their money every time they play. Okay. All right, next one. I saw this guy a second ago. Looks like this one's a boss enemy, like Wall of Flesh from Terraria level shit. Where are you? The Flesh Panopticon. A seemingly superior version of the Flesh Prison summons eyeball minions that prevent healing. On Violent and above, some eyeballs are replaced with many malicious faces, which, while they cannot cause hard damage, they are mobile and attack V1 directly. Occasionally fires position-leading mortars, predictive vertical and horizontal virtue beams, and tracking black holes. Damn. Has a second phase. This phase is not seen in-game as Sisyphus Prime destroys the prison before it gets the chance to do so. Damn. Okay. So, let's see. Man, he ugly looking. Which means he does not go in the legendary poker face category, because you're just going to assume that he's a cheater every single time. And, yeah, this guy cheats. He's going to get to kick the fuck out. All right. Next, the Flesh Prison. Summons eyeball minions that fire hit scan attacks. On Violent and above, some eyeballs are converted into many malicious faces, being souped up versions of the eyes. Occasionally fires a barrage of homing orbs, predictive virtue beams, and tracking black holes. It's crazy shit. Periodically consumes its minions and restores large chunks of health, gaining significant damage resistance while doing so. Contains Minos Prime and will free him upon death. Taking damage accelerates the time needed to activate a healing event. Okay, so it is literally a prison. The name's not lying. It holds one of the characters inside of it. It has no eyes, so, which means that his poker face is probably pretty good, because it's like you learn a lot of information from people's eyes. And so it's just that fucking devious ass smile. Yeah, it's just this devious ass smile. And so I'm gonna say that let's see. Yeah, this dude cheats and he gets kicked the fuck out. All right. Next. Let's see. I think this next guy is probably an angel. Gabriel, Judge of Hell. Okay. Divine angel wearing European armor. Often taunts between strings of attacks, leaving it open to retaliation. Will become enraged upon reaching 50% health. Will summon a spinning circle of swords which orbit around him and, on brutal, surround and stab you. Deadly combos force the player to be quick in timing. First voice-acted character, being voiced by Gianni Matragrino, one of the few enemies not killed in their boss fight. Okay. So, let's see. He's just Gabriel. Like, he's regular-ass Gabriel from the Bible or something like that. I've seen clips of him on in videos and stuff of some of the he's got some really crazy hard voice lines that are really cool, I guess. So let's see. Looks like this is the only version of Gabriel that I see. There's another version of Gabriel called Apostate of Hate, who's not in this list because he's still Gabriel, I guess. Let's see. Uses his twin sabers as his main weapon instead of weapons manifested from holy energy. Even deadlier combos require the player to be even quicker. Phase 2 has him teleport more frequently. Unlike the first fight, starts the fight enraged and calms down upon reaching 50%. Enraged status means nothing here. Has a new set of taunts during Phase 2. Once more, not killed during this encounter. Damn. You cannot kill this guy. Okay, so let's see. When you fight him the first time, he becomes enraged when you reach 50% health. In the context of gambling, I bet it's like when he loses half of his money, he just gets really pissed off. I don't know if what he's wearing is a helmet or if that's just what his face looks like. But we're just gonna assume that. I mean, this is just what he like. We're just gonna assume that this is what he wears to the table. He wears his armor to the poker table. So he probably gets legendary poker face, but based on some of the lines I've heard that Gabriel has, which are crazy, it's a really good voice acting performance is what I would say. I want to say that Gabriel. I'm going to put him in the legendary poker face category. He definitely loses because you beat shit out of him twice in the game or something. As far as playing poker goes, yeah, legendary poker face. And who's this next dude? Let's see. I think it's here we go. This is the Hideous Mass. Has 3 different stance variations it switches between: upright, laying, and enraged. In upright stance, it will lob 2 large explosive projectiles into the air, slamming the ground and creating a horizontal shockwave. In the laying stance, it will clap its hands to create a vertical shockwave, shoots harpoons from its tail that greatly reduces mobility if it hits. Enraged stance turns upside down and frantically attacks with explosive projectiles. On brutal difficulty, it will also continue to fire its harpoon. Only its underbelly and tail can be damaged, otherwise attacks will simply bounce off. Okay, so a common theme I'm noticing is that all the characters don't really seem to have like faces exactly, because like this dude's face is, I guess I don't really know, but it looks like a stone mask that it's wearing. So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that its face probably really doesn't change much at all throughout the boss fight and stuff. And so, let's see. It could go in the legendary poker face category, but considering that, like, I don't know. It's a demon, so I'm actually going to say that this one doesn't gamble. This dude doesn't gamble. Next we have the Idol. Blesses an enemy, making them invulnerable to damage. Can only be killed via melee attacks such as the Knuckle Blaster, the Jackhammer Blast, Ground Slam, or Feedbacker Punch. Has an aura of light emanating from them, making them more visible, making their location more visible. Blessed enemy also has a tracking beam attached, making their location discernible. Okay. So this is like a classic like support enemy. And so, let's see. If it's always busy supporting everybody, that means it's not looking out for its own survival and success, which is why it loses its money every time. Okay. Who's next? Where are you? No, that's not it. I think I got to go down a little more. No. Okay, maybe this is a motherfucking. Here it is. Leviathan. A long serpentine entity that is made up of the bodies of the sullen. Fires a stream of projectiles, delivers devastating bites, or swings its massive tail. Cannot be spawned with the spawner arm. Bite can be parried, albeit with extreme difficulty attached. Third largest boss in the game, next to the corpse of King Minos and the Earth Mover. Heart on top of body is a weak point, taking 3 times damage from all sources. Not a size 2 fish. What? Okay, so what I'm going to say is I think this dude is too big to fit inside of the casino, and that's why he doesn't gamble. He's gotta like peek his head in through a window. Okay. Let's see. Who's next? I think I saw this one. Yes, the Malicious Face. Becomes a common enemy starting from, shoots volleys of hell energy projectiles. Occasionally charges up a explosive hit scan beam. This can be parried with a point blank feedbacker punch or shotgun blast. Alternatively, it can be reflected by the marksman revolver's coin, allowing for a charge back. Whatever that means. On higher difficulties, will enrage when at 50% HP or lower. When enraged, will shoot 2 beams, one after another. Corpse can kill other enemies upon falling down, knowing endearingly to the community as Maurice. This is noted in the Maurice style bonus. What the fuck? Okay, so Maurice here, bro, has literally got a stone face. Literally, he's got a stone face. I'm actually gonna say he's the first in our never. This dude, he never loses. He's going to be the first in the never loses category. Okay. Next we have... Wait, I think I saw him. Oh, no, yeah. Down a little further. Nope, that's not it. Here we have Minos Prime. The first Prime Soul encountered in-game. Slow movement, but incredibly fast and powerful attacks. Has multiple attacks that track the player. Can and will... Gosh, I'm dying. Can and will air combo you. Try to stay grounded for as long as possible. At 50% health, will become merciless with his attacks and gain more stamina. Violet difficulty and above, his melee attacks are no longer parryable upon reaching phase 2. Also, in Violet and above, it gains infinite stamina, which means he no longer staggers. Voiced by Stefan Waite, who voiced Caleb from Blood and the final boss of Dusk. Well, okay. So he's like a super boss from what I just read. Like, he's got some crazy ass moves. He's really tough. Completely disrespects the player the whole time. Once again, doesn't really have a face, so it's kind of up in the air whether or not you think that counts as a poker face. But I can honestly say that there's no way I'd be able to know what kind of hand he may or may not have by looking at him. Yeah, he goes in the legendary poker face category. Let's see. Next, we've got whatever. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find this guy. Looks like he might be the first in our... I don't know who this dude is. Let's see. Nope, actually, okay, wait a second, fucking... I don't know who this... I guess, fucking, hold on, let me go all the way back up. Wait, I think I just saw him. There we go. This is the Soldier, cybernetically enhanced, slightly shorter Stray. Shoots hell 4 to 6 energy projectiles at the player in a wide rows. Can defend itself with powerful falcon kicks in close quarters. Heavily resistant to explosive damage when grounded. It is in brutal. It is completely immune to all explosions. Can do a barrel roll in brutal difficulty. Okay, so this guy, he's like a regular type enemy, but a little bit more special, a little bit more on the tougher side. But since he's a soldier, I'm going to say that he's got a really hard sense of duty, and he doesn't have time to gamble, so he doesn't gamble. There we go. That's how we do it. Sisyphean Insurrectionist. Mutilated giant husk, slow but agile. Carries around a large malicious face as a weapon. Uniquely vulnerable to fire. Jump height scales with distance. Malicious face produces blood, meaning it can be healed off of, even when sanded. Has a unique encounter in 6-1. 2 insurrectionists named Angry and Rude. I actually read Angry as Gary for a second, which would be funny and also fitting for this game, I guess. He's just... Well, he's disgusting to look at. That's what I'll say first. Dude is fucking ugly. Oh my god, look at this fucking guy. Yeah, mutilated giant husk. It carries around Maurice as a weapon. And apparently the malicious face just oozes blood that it can heal off of. That's pretty fucking crazy to me. Yeah, this dude cheats. I'm going out and say he cheats. Let's see. Next is final boss. The guy who's actually the final boss. Let's see. Sisyphus Prime, introduced in the second Prime Soul encountered in game, far larger than Minos Prime. Chains together multiple attacks that track your movement. Considered the most difficult enemy the game has to offer so far. Upon reaching 50% HP, his appearance changes and he gains more stamina. On Violent and above, he gains infinite stamina. Similar moveset, to Minos Prime, but far more shockwaves. Okay, so it looks like he's very similar to Minos Prime, but just more difficult overall. So, big difference that I'm noticing so far. This man, far more yellow. Also, he actually has a face. I don't know what he's doing with his hand. Not important. And so, what I think is that, so okay, this is the thing. He's got a face, which means that unless he legitimately, like, has, like, the skill for making a good poker face and keeping you, like, wondering, this would mean that he wouldn't actually be able to go in the legendary poker face category because of that reason. But he's also the most badass dude in the whole game, and I feel like he would just intimidate everybody at the table, so I'm actually going to put him in the never loses category. Okay. Oh, this guy. Something wicked. Makes its presence known with a prominent hissing sound. Contact is lethal. Cannot be killed. When shot, will teleport to a random location. Cannot be spawned with the spawner arm. Character model is a darkened, thinner version of the Cerberus model. Only enemy encountered in a secret level with a terminal entry. Shares the ability to make players shit their pants with the mannequin. Well, I'm gonna guess that this guy also, based on what he says, apparently he can't be killed. It kills you instantly if you touch it. It just teleports wherever the hell it wants, and it literally makes you shit your pants. So, yeah, this guy goes in the never loses category. Great job. Let's see. Who was this next guy? No, not him, not him, not him. Come on, where are you? Right, the Stalker. Never attacks directly if other enemies are not present. Sand stops bleeding and deals 10 hard damage to V1. Dousing enemies in sand kills the Stalker in all difficulties below Brutal. Sandblast is smaller if killed directly and has low vertical reach. Okay, so he's just like another more regular enemy. Literally wears a gas mask. I don't know what that thing on his back is. And it apparently will only attack if other enemies are also around. Or will only attack directly if other enemies are around. Which means that he's not worried about, I mean, he's like, I guess that would make him a fucking cheat, because he's like waiting for other people to come around so he can get like pot shots in. Yeah, fuck that guy. Okay. Looks like we're going to have our first machine, I think, or something. I don't fucking know. Street Cleaner. Oppressive automaton with area of effect flamethrower attack. Dodges projectiles on occasion and is resistant to explosions. Precision shots to its gas canister will result in an insta-kill, followed by a large explosion. Can aim upwards on brutal difficulty. One of the few enemies in the game without a parryable attack. Dreams of chronic and sustained cruelty. Damn. Well, damn, this guy kind of sucks. So, let's see. No face. So, he automatically would qualify for a legendary poker face category. He literally is like evil because of the whole dreams of chronic and sustained cruelty, unless he wants it to happen to himself, which is weird, but I guess he's not evil in that case, exactly. Yeah, he cheats. Cheats and gets kicked out. Get the fuck out of my casino. Alright, Swords Machine. Let's see. Phase 1 includes both melee slashes and shotgun attacks. Phase 2 includes melee slashes, sword throws, and sword spins. Switches between phases at 50% health in the span of roughly 4 seconds. A perfect opportunity to deal damage. All of its attacks can be parried. After parrying it, it gets staggered and becomes enraged, attacking much faster. Parrying it while it is enraged does not stagger it. On higher difficulties, the stagger from a parry wears off much faster. There are 2 unique variants in Agony and Tundra, as fought in Halls of Sacred Remains. Okay. So this guy, he starts off as a regular boss fight and becomes a regular enemy later on. So looks like he's got like a pretty cool boss fight, like 2 different phases. The phases are pretty different. He has a proper like phase transition where you can get some extra damage in. All attacks can be parried. And if you parry it, it gets staggered and becomes enraged. So, I guess parry at your own risk kind of thing. I think, again, no face. It's like its head is the sword, which I don't know how true that is. Maybe it is. I don't know. We're gonna say that. I mean, it kind of just seems like your sort of run-of-the-mill, cool-ass boss fight. I'm going to say that this guy goes in the Legendary Poker Face category. Give him some points. All right. From there, we go back up to the Stray. Tries to keep their distance from the player, will periodically throw a hell energy projectile at the player. No melee attacks, similar in appearance to the zombie from Quake. So, I guess he's a ranged enemy. So he'll just run around and be a bitch and try to throw stuff at you. This guy loses his money every time. Next robot. Or next machine, rather. So this is the Sentry. Will dig its legs into the ground before charging up for a hit scan shot on Brutal. It fires 2 shots in a row. Charge can be interrupted by hitting its antenna with the revolver or slab, punching it with the knuckle blaster, hitting it with the jackhammer, core hammering, launching it into the air via ground slam or knuckle blaster, pairing it with feedbacker at the right time, or landing a charge cannonball from the SRS cannon, vulnerable to knockback from the knuckle blaster, capable of powerful, unparryable kicks when up close. Its shots can be reflected with the marksman revolver's coin, resulting in a chargeback. Damn. Guy's got a lot of stuff that works against him, but he's also... So this is like a glass cannon sort of enemy, where if you let him get an attack off, it probably will suck a lot. But you can deal with him relatively easily. Let's see. So where would I put him as far as gambling goes? I'm going to say that... I don't actually... it's funny, he doesn't have a face, but he has this sort of scanner thing, unless... I don't know how exactly that works. I don't know if this is the gun, the barrel where the shots come out from, or if this is it, because I don't know if it's like a laser thing. I don't know. I guess that he's gonna go back up in the actually. Okay, I don't know. I'm actually really struggling for this one. Let's see. I mean, he's kind of a bitch. Like, the charge can be interrupted by, like, this is like 10 different ways that you can interrupt the charge. Or more than that, even. But if you get too close to it, it can kick you, and you can't parry the kicks. And apparently they're powerful. But you can reflect the shot with the marksman revolver's coin, which is cool. I think that I really don't know. I guess I'm just going to put him in the freaking loses all his money every time category. All right, from there, we've got V2 and V2 second. V1's opposite, uses the same default weapons and movement as the player, but has infinite wall jumps and dashes. Its revolver has a faster primary rate than the player's. The first supreme machine encountered in the game will enrage if ignored for too long, drops its arms after defeated. V2 second returns in 4-4, will enrage if ignored or hit with its own arm, able to use the overheat nailgun and marksman pistol, capable of shooting your own coins. Similarly, you are able to shoot its coins, granting you the counter ricochet shot style bonus. When enraged, it will not shoot either of yours or its own coins. Drops another arm, the whiplash, after getting killed. Okay, so it looks like it looks like you beat it the first time, it loses an arm, then you beat it the second time, you get the other arm. Or another arm. I don't know if it has more than two. Okay. So, it looks like it's basically meant to be like V1, but better. Because it's supposed to be like the player, but better. And so, I guess he's going to go in the Legendary Poker Face category, bare minimum. But I guess maybe I'll think about if he's going to go up in the Never Loses category. Here we have our only angel, apparently. Virtue. Resembles the biblical Ophanim. Summons a beam of holy light on the player's location. Said beam lingers on for longer on higher difficulties. Vulnerable to parries while channeling the beam. In standard difficulty and above, it will enrage after firing 5 beams. In higher difficulties, it can enrage after 3 beams and while idled. After death. Its core can be parried to send foes flying. Has terrible anger issues. Tends to annoy the player from afar, applying pressure. So it looks like this enemy, so it's another ranged enemy, and it looks like the whole thing is to just annoy the shit out of you until you kill it. So, I'm gonna say that's some cheaty shit. I'm gonna put him in the cheat category. Okay. Next, we have the corpse of King Minos. The remains of the great King Minos, second largest boss in the game, just past the Earth Mover, attacks using lumbering punches and summoning black holes, host of 2 projectiles spewing parasites. Melee attacks can be parried for extreme damage and style, also counts as the challenge for its titular level. Cannot be spawned with the spawner arm, could be seen standing around in the background. The previous lust levels before fighting him, body contains P1 Soul Survivor in universe. So I guess maybe that's like a lore thing. I mean, he's dead, right? Like it's literally a corpse that's like being piloted by 2 parasites. I guess I don't know what the lore of the game is exactly, but that's what it sounds like it from what I just read. So I'm gonna say that he's a corpse and he doesn't gamble. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of who this next character is, because I don't actually know if this character is even in this list that I'm looking at. Unless this character literally is like V1. I don't know what V1 looks like exactly. Come on, where are you? Where could you be? Okay. I mean, I don't know. This character is not in the list, which makes me think that this is actually like V1. This is the actual player character, or the robot that we play as in the game. So I'm gonna say that I guess when you're playing Ultrakill, the whole game's kind of like about gambling. Like you parry attacks all the time. But they've got like timings and stuff like that. Like it's just never loses. The Schism shoots hell energy projectiles in vertical and horizontal sweeps. Misplaced head and high health makes killing this enemy more difficult compared to other husks. So he's just a stronger version of like the filth and the soldier, I guess. This dude definitely cheats. That's what we're saying here. Okay, from there, we've got... Now that I think about it, the freaking mannequin's not in this list. Because I kept going past it. Huh, I don't know. Let's see. So it looks like this is the Mind Flayer. Can teleport, shooting a cluster of 5 homing projectiles, do a short range swipe attack, and shoot a sweeping energy beam. Always begins engagements with homing projectiles. On higher difficulties, it enrages when at or below 50% health. While enraged, it attacks faster and teleports more erratically, explodes upon death. Now that's kind of crazy. I mean, he looks pretty cool. Honestly, he's got like freaking tentacles, or unless those are meant to be like the homing projectiles as they've just shot out of him. They look like tentacle arms, though. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, again, an enemy that becomes enraged whenever it loses half of its health. We're going to compare that to losing half of your money. It just becomes pissed off and explodes. Yeah, he loses his money every time. Okay. This next person, I mean, it looks like... I don't actually know what it looks like. Now, there's actually a fair bit of bosses that aren't in this list, according to the wiki. Or not bosses, characters. Yeah, I don't know who... This one's also not in the list, so I guess he doesn't gamble. And finally... Let me go up. This is one of the machines... So, drone. Hovers around shooting clusters of projectiles at the player. Upon death, it dives toward the player and explodes. This dive can be canceled mid-air by a gunshot or parried into a different enemy. If hit with a knuckle blaster, it dives in the direction it was punched, giving the home run style bonus. That's funny. It's just a drone. It's literally like a mindless drone. And so I'm going to say that it doesn't have a concept of what gambling is, and so it doesn't gamble. Alrighty, so here we have it. This is our official ranking for which Ultrakill character would be the best at gambling. If you all enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. It means everything to me whenever you all subscribe to the channel and watch the videos consistently. Let's see. Share this video with your friends and your family. They need this. It'll make them happier, I promise. Leave a like on this video so that YouTube will recommend more stuff. And then I guess hit the notification bell. Like I never say this, but I guess if you want to be notified whenever a new video comes out, hit the notification bell. Turn on notifications for my channel. And then finally, leave a comment down below letting me know what ranking you want to see in the future. It can be anything. The channel is called Rank Everything. Once again, thank you all for watching. Until next time. Have a good one.